Good evening and welcome to the Score Sunday. Super Bowl 59 is in the books, but we are still talking plenty of football on tonight's show. Coming up tonight, Mercer County announces its new head football coach. Sports director Corey Kuffler talks with Fred Lucas about the new era of the Golden Eagles. Our SCA Story of the Week features a mom and dad's perspective during their child's senior night. Dan Pearson has the story later on the Score Sunday. And National Signing Day was this week. Lots of local athletes made their college decisions official. We'll show you who and where they'll continue their athletic careers. But we'll start tonight with a football program that's coming back in 2025. The Allman Pioneers will hit the field again in the fall. Sports director Corey Kuffler catches up with Jeff Schmolbach to talk all things Allman football.
We are now joined by Jeff Schmolbach, the Allman boys varsity football coach. And Coach, I guess the big news for you guys is varsity's back.
Right.
How exciting, first of all, is it knowing that it's been a couple years since you've had a varsity football team?
I'm thrilled, and you know, it's more for the kids, you know, than myself, obviously. You know, the stuff that they've gone through to build this back up and to get to where we're going to be next year. I couldn't be happier for them. And, you know, for me, yeah, I'm excited, but then also you start looking at it and the added stuff that comes into getting a varsity program ready, and we're talking multiple levels of football again. And, you know, so I've been trying to delegate my time between my work, my social life, my family, and then trying to get all this stuff ready for football for next year. And, you know, it's a lot of work, but it's exciting work, definitely.
You've been there for 2 years, and most people may think, oh, they haven't had a football program for 2 years, but that's not the case. You were playing JV and lower level, just
Right.
not varsity, correct?
Right. Yes, we've had a team the last couple of years. We played mostly Monday night JV games, and that's what our numbers dictated. I mean, we weren't at where we could, you know, possibly play a varsity season against the teams in our conference.
Mm-hmm.
You know, football's a numbers game, and, you know, when we're talking, you know, 30 kids out for an entire, you know, 9 through 12, that makes it really tough to face the teams that, you know, are in our conference.
So to have the lower levels, to see those kids have some success, didn't matter win or lose, but success as far as being football players, growing as football players, and then you wait 2 years, and people are like, why did it take 2 years? So let me ask you that. Why did it take 2 years? Because as we had talked, you only get one chance to get this back and do it right.
Right, and that's, you know, that's you know, my biggest problem too at times is, you know, I want to get going, I want to move, you know, I want to take giant steps, but something like this, you know, it's baby steps. You know, you've got to build it back up right. If you rush to it and you end up putting somebody in a place where they shouldn't be, then you just fall back down and you're back to starting over. So I'm hoping that we've done it the right way. I couldn't be happier with how the community's backed us and how the kids have responded to it. You know, they wanted to, especially last year, they wanted to be playing Friday nights, but, you know, it was just something that our numbers just still didn't dictate. So I couldn't be happier, especially for this group of incoming seniors, because of what they've been through.
Sure.
You know, they're basically their entire football career. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's something that we are really excited to.
You mentioned numbers, and 30 was the number initially why you couldn't play. Where are you at now, and how do you feel about the numbers?
So we had, like you mentioned, we've had 30 my first year. This last season was my second year. We were able to increase that to 40. Now we're, you know, it's maybe a lofty goal, but I think we can realistically start the season with 60 kids.
Sure.
in the program. Now that's freshman through senior, but I'm hoping that with those 60 kids, we're able to run an entire Western Big Six schedule, which is a freshman season, a varsity season, and then a JV season. So, okay. If the numbers hold up, we should be able to play 3 levels of football this year.
How exciting is that for you to have the 3 levels, to know that doesn't matter what happens varsity, you got other guys that are playing lower levels, and this should be able to sustain now.
Yeah, and that's the important part is if you're just playing one level of football, you've got some kids that aren't ready for that level of football. They're not getting the reps that they need. So for us to be able to put our freshmen out there for their own game and have our guys that aren't ready for varsity playing a JV schedule, it's something that if you're going to build a program back, you've got to be able to do it like that. You can't just play one level and expect the young guys to get the experience they need to when they are varsity players, they're ready to go.
What have you heard from the players? How excited are they to be like, all right, cool, we're going to play Friday nights under the lights?
Some of some of my they still don't believe me. I think because I've got a couple that every time I see them, they're still like, we're playing varsity, right? I'm like, I can show you the schedule right now.
Right.
And then 5 minutes later, are you sure we're playing? It's like, they I think it's been so long for them, and a few of them, especially these seniors, have been, like I said, just chomping at the bit to play on Friday nights.
Yeah.
That, it's kind of, it's kind of nice to see them finally come to that realization.
There's been a lot of history, a lot of tradition with Allman football throughout the years. I go all the way back to the 90s when they were the powerhouse of the Big Six. People may look at this year like, all right, a lot of people think, oh, we got to win, we got to win, we got to win. That's not necessarily the case. You want to continue to sustain. Winning's great, though,
Right.
isn't it?
Yeah, and it's I'd be lying to you if I didn't say we were probably going to be the underdog in most games that we play this year.
Fair enough.
But I didn't take this job to just be happy with sending the kids out there and playing the best to whatever level. I mean, my job and my coaching staff, we're gonna try to push these guys to as far as they can go. Our goal is to prepare them to go out there and compete and attempt to win in every game they have.
You knew the situation coming in. You knew there possibly couldn't be varsity for 1 year. It ended up being 2 years. But then at the same time, you kind of get to build from the ground up and kind of rebuild the program. Does that feel good to you? I mean, knowing you're obviously a big football guy.
Yeah, and that's I've had people say, well, this is a no pressure gig, right? You don't have to worry about Friday nights. I'm like, well, there's no pressure, but then you go to practice and you see the banners and the state trophies,
Sure.
and you realize the program that you have in your hands, and and the community that surrounds that program, and even with the 2 years of not playing varsity football, the Allman community has been great.
Yeah.
So it might seem like a no pressure job because whatever outcome happens is going to be a positive in their eyes, but
Sure.
It's still Allman football. So I mean, it's not where we want to put out the best product possible, and we want to make sure that our kids get the best experience possible, and especially, like I said, for these seniors, our goal is still to play week 10.
Yeah.
We got to find a way to get those 5 wins, 6
Sure.
wins, somewhere in that season, and get these kids a chance to make the playoffs.
Last one I have for you. How thankful are you for administration, for the boosters, for the people that were patient and like, you know what, I understand it takes time, and now you're here and they've backed you the whole way.
Yeah, it's been such a great community to be a part of. The work that the administration, like you said, the boosters, the family members, the people that don't even have people in the school that still are part of Allman football. They got knocked down, and and it was a shot that could have done a lot of damage, and these people that are there now are working so hard to build it back up.
Well, congratulations to you. Congratulations to Allman on getting it back and seeing some varsity football on Friday night. So thank you, congratulations, and good luck in the fall.
Appreciate it.
Get those 5 wins, make a playoff spot.
Looking forward to seeing you guys.
Hey, we're going to see you at the grill. If you get a win, the first win, you're coming on the grill, and you're going to help us cook.
All right, I'm looking forward to it.
All right, coming up, we will talk with the new Mercer County football coach, Fred Lucas. That's coming up next on The Score Sunday. Welcome back to the Score Sunday. We're continuing to talk football on Super Bowl Sunday, and we are now joined by the brand new head coach of the Mercer County Golden Eagles, Fred Lucas. Fred, first of all, congratulations on being named head coach. And I guess, first of all, how excited are you to be in charge of such a historic and traditional program?
Yeah, thanks, Corey. I appreciate it. And yeah, it's definitely exciting and humbling at the same time, given the history of the program and the great coaches and the teams that they've had here. For me to be the next guy in charge of that program is pretty humbling, but also very excited at the same time.
You're no stranger to football or being a head coach. Kind of take me through the process. We kind of talked about it before we did our Zoom here, but you've been around as far as Monmouth United, Yorkwood Westmer. I mean, you've been around as far as a head coach, haven't you?
Yeah, just coaching in general. I think this last season was my 33rd season coaching high school football. Started doing it when I was in college with a guy named Tim Lafferty down at Northwestern La Harpe, who later went on to coach at Illini West. Um, and then, my teaching jobs here and there. Just like I said, I've been an assistant for a long time, and then I've been a head coach a few times with the Roseville Yorkwood Co-op in 2004 there, and then like we talked about with the then Yorkwood Westmer for a few years before going on to be an assistant and head coach at United.
And you've been on the staff with Mercer County as an assistant since 2017. What's that been like for you to kind of be on that staff and I guess give you a little familiarity with the program already?
Yeah, definitely. I felt like that was an advantage when I decided to go ahead and apply for the job this time that it came open, being on staff since 2017. We've got a good group of kids, and our seniors are good kids. And, I felt like I kind of owed it to them to take this opportunity. And thankfully for all of us, it worked out.
What excites you about being the head coach now at Mercer County?
Again, it starts with our kids. Our guys are good kids, and the guys that I put together for the coaching staff, they're really a bunch of good dudes. And again, the history of the program and the excitement that the community has within the football program. Again, looking forward to being able to lead them this fall.
It's a tradition-rich program, and the fans they expect a lot, and they should. How do you feel about that? As far as they want to win, they want to win state championships, and that's probably where you're at too, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I look forward to that challenge and that opportunity. Like I said, there's probably no greater place where you're going to get the support of the community to do things that you want to try to do to take the team, to a high level of play. And there's a lot of community members that were a part of some of those teams, and they're excited about what's going to come up for the next few years as well.
Well, I'm sure the biggest question that maybe you're getting walking around Aledo or whatever down in Mercer County is, what will a Fred Lucas coached Mercer County Golden Eagle football team look like?
Well, I believe in having simple schemes that our guys can execute and play fast. We don't want to overburden them with too much to know. We just, play fast. And I've been a power football guy, run game guy my whole career, and what I've played and what I've coached, and that's what comes natural to me a little bit. But again, we just want our guys to be able to get after it. And at the end of it all, it comes down. It's the old coaching cliche, but it comes down to blocking and it comes down to tackling.
You mentioned you've been doing it and coaching, been around the game for a long time, but coaching 30 plus years. What keeps you around? Is it the kids keep you young? What keeps you coming back to those Friday nights come the fall?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the reasons I got into it. Is it's I just love football, and it started with playing for a guy who made you love the game. I played for Bill McCarty, who was the head football coach here during the '90s. I played for him at a job. Well, I went to school at Northwestern High School down in Scioto, where he was the head coach. And again, it's just the excitement of that Friday night. It's a chance to be able to extend that and share that with the young guys now.
So what does an off season look like for you now that you've got the job and you've probably met with the players and the guys that are coming back? What's an off season going to look like for you and for the team?
Well, it'll still be pretty similar to where they've looked. Like I said, I've been on staff here for the last 8 seasons. So, we'll do our 3 days a week workouts in the summer and then mix in some on-field activities afterwards and a few 7-on-7s. And the last year, the last couple of years, the IHSA has approved, like we can have like a full contact scrimmage practice in the summer. So I'd like to arrange, I got one pending and I'd like to reach out to another coach or two and see if we can get a day where we get our teams together and maybe put the pads on and pop a little bit in the summertime.
One thing that was really cool with Mercer County this past year is getting back into the Three Rivers Conference, or getting into the Three Rivers Conference, leaving the Lincoln Trail, and renewing some of those rivalries. Everybody talked, of course, about the Rock Ridge and Mercer County, and you can go back to Rock Ridge Aledo when they played in the state championships, and then you had Sherrard and Orion. There was a lot of good rivalries that got renewed. What excites you about those types of things and playing in the Three Rivers?
Yeah, I mean the Three Rivers Conference, there are no freebies. You know, you got to be ready to buckle it up and go every week. And you know, the the rivalries, the old Olympic conference teams that they played here several years ago, playing those again, and it makes sense that we play the four closest or five closest teams to our school district. We travel down and play at Monmouth and then with Sherrard, Rockridge, and Orient up this way. So again, I think it brings a little bit more renewed excitement to the Friday nights and to the games and the kids.
What do you hope in the first year for these guys? Because obviously, at the end of the day, and rightfully so or not rightfully so, you and the players get judged by did you win, did you lose? And obviously, you want to go beyond the X's and O's with the players. So what do you hope in the first year under a Fred Lucas team for Mercer County?
Again, I want our guys to compete. We want to prepare as best we can in the summer to the fullest of our abilities and make sure we get a good turnout. And we want to show up on Friday nights and compete. And, when we talk about taking care of some of the little things that the guys enjoy what they're doing, they look forward to showing up every night. Um, and we teach them skills and schemes that are easy to execute and they can go out and play at full speed and have fun. And I think all the other stuff will take care of itself. But, we want to make sure we start with developing the player first and then getting them to compete on Friday night.
Is that the fun part of the job, the relationship building, the 10 years from now, 15 years from now, they come back and, hey, coach, remember this? Remember when you said that? It's so true now.
Definitely. I've over the 33 years, literally hundreds of guys, hundreds of kids, and I run into them every now and then, and you talk about the things that you did when they played for you, and it's a really good experience.
Fred, thank you for taking a little bit of time out of your day and talk with us a little football on Super Bowl Sunday. We wish you all the best in year one, and good luck to you down in Mercer County.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Corey. I appreciate it. We look forward to seeing you guys out there on Friday nights too.
And we'll be right back here on The Score Sunday.
High school senior night ceremonies bring out the emotions as communities celebrate their athletes. As FCA's Dan Pearson reports, it brings back a lifetime of memories as parents escort their children to center court.
His senior football season starts perfectly. First drive for Anawan Weathersfield. Brody Childs throws a touchdown pass, but later in that game, a broken collarbone to take away the majority of his season.
I was like, look, this isn't going to be your first adversity you face in life, won't be your last, and lean on your faith, and God has a plan for you. And he says, well, that's funny. Coach Tony Grip told me the exact same thing.
The same night, Coach Carl was on the phone with them in the basement. I heard somebody talking at 1 in the morning, and I asked Brody, who are you talking to? And it was Coach Carl, just called to check on him. And I mean, you can't ask for more than that.
Those relational moments affirm what Brian and Rachel Childs know about the people in their son's life.
We're blessed to live in a community with great people, great neighbors, and Brody's been blessed with some great coaches and teachers along the way too.
When it's all said and done, the Childs will go through 4 senior nights with Brody. Football, basketball, track, and baseball.
We're going to miss it, and Brody's going to miss it too, but I think the way we look at it is it's a celebration. He's put a lot of hard work in, and we've had a lot of great memories.
The celebration of moments like this becomes a time of smiles, tears, reflection, appreciation for all, including Brody.
His humility is just incredible. He has a way of bringing his teammates up and giving them the confidence that they need to be successful, and something that I think is very unique in him. The other thing is his integrity is off the charts. And honestly, there's nothing that makes me more proud than those things.
As the scoreboard clock winds down, it's almost surreal for Brian and Rachel Childs. Their son's playing days are winding down. Their message to parents of future high school athletes: embrace it all. It goes fast.
Use every second of it. Get to know the families, get to know the kids. They're going to be an important part of your memories and an important part of your kids' memories, and it's priceless.
Child's play, parents' perspective, the love of the game, yes, but more importantly, the love of its people. With the FCA Story of the Week, I'm Dan Pearson.
Thanks, Dan. Coming up on the Score Sunday, National Signing Day. Local athletes make their college choices official. We'll hear from some of them next on the Score Sunday. It was a big week for local student athletes and their parents as they make their college choices official on National Signing Day. Our first stop is at Assumption High School. Night standout athlete Joey Funderburg will be taking his football talents to Bemidji State. Joey was the standout linebacker with the Knights over the last few years and was a big piece to their defensive success. Now he will take his talents north with the hope of contributing for the Beavers.
It means a lot. It means that all the hard work's paid off, you know, and it's just another step in my journey. It's kind of a relief. I mean, the recruiting process is actually pretty stressful. You're taking phone calls and stuff like that, like every day, and it gets to be a lot at times.
Joey was also a key contributor on last year's state championship basketball team. Now we make the trip up north to North Scott High School as 8 student athletes are off to play in college, headlined by Iowa State commit Chase Smith. He will be joining the Cyclones as a punter and kicker. He would have 5 of his teammates along with him, as well as 1 volleyball player and cross-country runner.
Honor to be able to play anywhere, but to play at a school at the caliber as Iowa State and have them show the interest in me and they really believe in me, it shows a lot.
It was really stressful, I would say. I started talking to coaches, I would say, about last year this time, and from then it was like a lot of like, what do I want in a school, what do I want in a coach, and it was like a lot of things to decipher.
To see a full list of where the Lancers are going, check out WQAD.com. That is our show for tonight. We'd like to thank you for watching, and we hope to see you next week for the Score Sunday.